What's going on, guys, and welcome back to LOI Fan TV. In today's video we're going to be taking a quick look at the Dublin derby this weekend. Obviously tomorrow a massive game in Tala as the champions take on Bohemians. Shamrock Rovers coming into this bit of inconsistent so far this season. 2 wins, 2 losses. Their 2 wins coming against UCD and Drogheda, and their 2 losses coming against 2 potential title contenders in St. Pat's and Derry. Their home form has been very good. 2 wins from both of their home games, so they'll take confidence from that going into this game against Bohemians. Bohemians, on the other hand, unbeaten so far in their 3 games this season, 2 draws and a win, so they will be relatively confident coming into this one. They will be without their star striker Promise Omashare following a very controversial sending off against Finn Harps. I thought it was a very poor decision, to be honest. I thought the referee got that one wrong, so really disappointing for Bows that has ruled out their striker ahead of this match, and that could give an opportunity to a different striker coming in. We'll go on to that in a little bit. We're going to look at kind of a tactical breakdown analysis of how both of the sides can win this game tomorrow evening. We'll start off with the hosts, Shamrock Rovers. Now, as you can see on screen here, I've got my predicted lineups done, so I've gone for a similar enough side for Shamrock Rovers. We'll look at Shamrock Rovers first. As I said, Stephen Bradley came out after the St. Pat's game and said he was happy with the performance. They created a lot of chances and they were unlucky not to win the game, and I saw elements of that in the first half. Definitely were on top and played some lovely football. In the second half, a little bit more concerning. Weren't able to break down Pats and couldn't would have liked to have. And St. Pat's definitely grew into the game as the match went on. I don't think he'll change an awful lot, as I said. Andy Lyons at left wing back is definitely one that's not ideal, but I think he will stick with him there. Obviously, Ferrugia and Sean Kavanagh are the other options, and they're both ruled out through injury. And I think Andy Lyons there up against, I think it's going to be Nally Cooter or Chris Twardick. Definitely need a good defender on that side, and I think Andy Lyons will give them that. He did look threatening at times going forward against St. Pat's as well. He put in a great ball for Rory Gaffney. So yeah, I think Andy Lyons will keep his place at left wing back. I think Ronan Finn has to play, your captain has to play in the Dublin derby. I think Sean Gannon might just miss out due to that. Sean Gannon might come in here ahead of Sean Hoare potentially, but yeah, I think that back five could be similar enough to the St. Pat's game. I think Dylan Watson, Gary O'Neill keep their place in the side. It's going to be a battle in that middle of the park, and I think both of them will keep their spots there. I think Danny Madru could be the only casualty from that St. Pat's side, and this is the reason why. I think just in terms of they got very similar. Jack Byrne and Madru both kind of come deep to get the ball. Gaffney is a kind of a hold-up player as well. I think Graham Burke just gives him that kind of player who isn't afraid to run in behind, to get in behind here, and Jack Byrne can then pick passes in behind to him. Jack Byrne obviously picking up the spaces in this area here. Maybe Twardock will obviously be bombing on. I think he gets in these little spaces and little diagonal balls in behind, and I think Mandrew didn't really give that option in behind at times, where Graham Burke will look to get in behind, and also Rory Feely, great defender, but he is kind of a centre back, isn't he? He is like a centre back that's been playing right back, and he's not maybe most natural right back, not the quickest right back in the world. I think Graham Burke will look to go 1v1 with him and look to kind of go outside him, get in and around him, and Andy Lyons coming up behind him as well, giving that option on the inside, probably with the underlap rather than the overlap, and Graham Burke going on the outside of Rory Feely. I think that's an area Shamrock Rovers will definitely target at Bows to get in behind that defence there. We saw kind of Ryan Connolly getting in behind in this area for Finn Harps, kind of getting the goal and firing it across James Toppett there. I think Graham Burke will look to get into similar positions, and definitely I think Graham Burke has to start here. I think Danny Mandrew was the casualty for me, just because yeah, I think Jack Byrne obviously gives you a lot more. I think maybe could you put a Jack Byrne in ahead of Dylan Watts or Mandrew here, but I just think they go with Watts just for that probably a bit more of a battler, a bit stronger in the tackle. I think they might just go over them, and then bring your Danny Mandrews off the bench and stuff like that as well. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what team Stephen Bradley goes with, but I just think he'll stick with Gaffney as well. There's been talk that maybe Burke could come in for Gaffney and Mandrew and Byrne either side of Burke, but I just think Gaffney gives you that outlet. He gives you that kind of focal point in the squad if you need to go along the odd time, which could be necessary in this game. I think Rory Gaffney gives you that option. We saw at times against St. Pat's the triangles that Shamrock Rovers can create. Dylan Watts here, Finn, Byrne on the outside. I'll move Twardock out of here. Just these little triangles, getting in behind Wilson and getting in towards Finnerty. I think they're going to be crucial, and that's definitely an area that Bows need to cut out, because Finn does make those runs in behind. We saw a great opportunity for him against St. Pat's with a great run in behind after a nice little bit of neat play in those triangles. So that's definitely an area that Rovers will try to get at Bohemians. But I think this could be the big battle here. Burke and Feely. If Burke can get at Feely and 1v1, I think he could have the beating of him. So that'll be a really interesting battle. But as I said, it's going to be interesting to see how Stephen Bradley approaches this from a tactical point of view. But I think that's an area where Shamrock Rovers can get at Bohemians. Now, how do Bohs beat Shamrock Rovers? I think it's a case of just setting up to be behind the ball. I think Shane Pat's going to show the blueprint for beating Shamrock Rovers. It's kind of being a hard team to break through, kind of having that set up in that way where it's hard to kind of pick passes through you and stuff like that. And I think you can frustrate Shamrock Rovers. It is possible to do that. I think they are going to obviously try to get the ball down the ground, Bohs, and try and knock it around. They're a very good footballing side, but I just think having Dawson Devoy and Doherty in this double pivot here, and Flowers in front, who isn't like a natural number 10. He's going to bomb forward. It's kind of like a midfield three, going to look to frustrate Watts, Byrne, O'Neill, Burke, and kind of move across. These three will move across as the play goes on, trying to protect whichever side the ball is, so that they'll shift across and protect the back four. So yeah, that's for Bohs. It's a case of trying to sit in, not concede an early goal, sit in and try and hit them on the counter attack. And when you have Chris Twardick on this left hand side, bombing forward, and you have Ali Coote on the right hand side who can cut in, and he can do a lot here. So I think that these two, Coote and Twardick, will be crucial if Bohs are to get anything from this game. And big opportunity for Ryan Cassidy here, coming in. Obviously a promise on Mashir, ruled out through suspension. I'd imagine Ryan Cassidy comes in. I can't really see a case for anybody else really, unless you're going to change the system up a little bit and bring someone, kind of a midfielder up top. But I just think Ryan Cassidy will get his opportunity up against Lopez, up against Horp, against Grace. It's going to be a tough night for him. Can he win any individual battles there? It remains to be seen. But yeah, it's a big night for Ryan Cassidy, and I think Jordan Flores as well. He's coming to the side and he's looked good so far. Obviously off the mark already for Bohemians, and he's just going to look for little gaps in between O'Neill and Watts. And if Flores has even a second to get a shot away on that lovely wand of a left foot, he won't have any second thoughts. He will take a strike, and he has a beautiful effort. And you saw with Chris Forrester's shot against Rovers, like Manus, has a clanger in him as of late. He's a little bit dodgy with those long shots. So Flores, yeah, he will definitely look to get a shot off. This is where this big battle here down the left hand side, if Bohs are going forward, these two could cause havoc. That's why I was thinking maybe Sean Gannon could come in for Sean Hoare potentially, just to give them that bit more support there on that right flank for Rovers. But Twardick kind of coming inside, taking on these players, trying to dribble past them. Tyreek Wilson on the outside, overlapping. Could be definitely a huge opportunity for Bohs to exploit Shamrock Rovers. And I think we've seen Coote maybe come in, Stephen Mallon off the bench possibly starts, but I just think with Flores, he gives you that little bit of support in that midfield three, Ali Coote and Twardick either side, and then Stephen Mallon maybe impact sub off the bench. You could maybe see, could Twardick play up top and Mallon's there at the left? It's hard to know what he'll do and just try and hit them fully on the counter. I think they will go with Ryan Cassidy though, Twardick out left, Coote out right. And if Bohs can just stay in the game for as long as they can and look to nick a goal late on, that I think that will be Keith Long's game plan, because I don't think they'll probably won't dominate the ball in this one, but I think they definitely have Dublin derbies, everything's out the window. You could even say nearly all logic goes out the window when making predictions for this type of game as well. Like it is insane. But a big factor for me is how Jordan Doherty gets on. He's been really good so far this season. I was worried about Bohs with Keith Buckley's departure, and these types of games as well. Keith Buckley is always really up for it. He's always up for these games, and Jordan Doherty has a massive task. It's going to be his biggest test so far without a shadow of a doubt, up against Byrne, up against Watts, even Finn you could say as well. So yeah, for Doherty, huge game for him, but a great opportunity for him to show exactly what he's all about. So excited to see how he gets on in that double pivot with Devoy. But yeah guys, let me know how you think the game is going to go. Have I kind of identified the right places where both sides can hurt each other? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed these types of videos, I might try to keep them up if you do enjoy them. But yeah, if you can drop a like on the video, it'd be much appreciated. If you can hit 50 likes, that'd be superb. Enjoy the game, as I hope it's going to be an absolutely great spectacle for both sets of fans, and it's sold out so quickly, which is great to see as well. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. It is much appreciated, and I will catch you very soon.